All right, we're back. All right, we're back. Today, we're diving into a part of Emily Nagoski's book that is honestly, it's kind of infuriating.
It's the part where she starts calling out the bugs in our collective mental software. Specifically, this massive dangerous glitch where we think physical reactions equal true desire.
Oh man, I know exactly where this is going. We's talking about the "but your body said yes" lie, right?
If you can call it a lie and not a straight-up delusion. It's everywhere.
It is. And Nagoski starts by pointing to this tempting and wrong explanation for why women might experience non-concordance. She says there's this huge cultural myth that women are just lying to themselves. Like, they're in denial about their hidden desires.
Right? Like, oh, you say you don't like that, but your body is reacting, so you're clearly just suppressing your true wild self. It's so patronizing.
Exactly. She brings up Daniel Bergner's book, What Do Women Want?, and shows how he uses lie detector studies to basically conclude that women are lying about their arousal. She highlights how reviewers use words like claimed and admitted as if women are withholding the truth.
That is such a classic move. You say you're not into it, but the machine says you are. It's like a bad magic trick.
It's not even a trick, Paco. It's a way to invalidate what a person is actually feeling.
And here's the breakthrough moment in the text. Look how she phrases this. She says, "Of course you know that women's genitals were just reacting automatically to a sex-related cue, this is a restaurant, which is only a passing acquaintance with what a woman really likes or wants."
I love that metaphor. This is a restaurant?
Wait, explain that. How does a restaurant prove you want to eat there?
Well, it's Pavlovian. If you see a sign for a restaurant, your mouth might water. But that doesn't mean you're hungry, or that you like the food there, or that you want to spend your Friday night in that specific booth. Your body just recognizes, okay, food-related stimulus detected.
It's just learning. She says it so clearly. But genital response isn't liking. It's learning. It's a conditioned reflex.
But people want it to be liking. It's much more dramatic for a story, isn't it?
Exactly. She uses 50 Shades of Grey as this perfect, albeit painful, example. She walks us through the spanking scene. Anastasia is clearly in pain. She's trying to even move away. Her face is tight. She is not enjoying it.
Oh, I've heard about this, the whole "I know I'm not supposed to like it, but I do" trope.
Right. But in this book, Christian Grey looks at her and says, "See how much your body likes this, Anastasia. You're soaking just for me."
That is so toxic. He's literally using her physiological response to override her actual subjective experience. He's telling her that her body is more honest than her mind.
And the worst part? She believes him. She describes herself as feeling demeaned, debased, and abused. But she accepts his version of her reality.
It's because we've been trained to do that. We're taught to trust the evidence of the body more than the subjectivity of the mind.
Wait, so if we follow this logic to its extreme, if a doctor taps my knee and my leg kicks, does that mean I want to kick the doctor?
Precisely. That is exactly her point. She says, if that's true, then when your doctor taps your knee, that must mean you actually want to kick your doctor. Or when you have an allergic reaction to pollen, you must hate flowers.
It's so absurd when you strip the sexual context away. Automatic processes are automatic, not sincere.
But when you keep it in the sexual context, it stops being funny. It becomes the foundation for some of the most dangerous rhetoric in existence.
Yeah, she moves into the heavy stuff. She points out that if we believe the body knows better than the person, then we end up with the "you said no, but your body said yes" myth.
That's the one from the songs. That's the one that shows up in the aftermath of sexual assaults.
Exactly. She quotes Project Unbreakable, where survivors hold signs with those exact phrases used by their attackers or the police. It's a way to use biology to erase consent.
It's terrifying. Because a penis and a vagina is a sex-related stimulus. The body can respond to that even if it is unwanted, unappealing, and unwelcome.
It's just a biological cue. It doesn't carry a vote on whether the person is consenting.
She even takes it back to the 1700s, showing how this isn't new. People used to think that because pregnancy was the goal, if a woman got pregnant, she must have enjoyed the sex. She said no, but her ovaries said yes.
That is incredibly dark.
It's a recurring loop in history. She closes this section by saying we use these metaphors, "I'm so wet," "I'm so hard," as if they are literal descriptions of desire, when they are really just, well, they're just biological markers of a stimulus.
It's like we're trying to use a thermometer to measure how much someone loves a song. The temperature changed, sure, but that doesn't tell you anything about their emotional connection to the lyrics.
We need to stop treating the body like a lie detector and start treating it like a sensory organ.
A sensory organ that needs a much better software update. Okay, we're moving into the next phase of the argument. Nagoski is essentially doing a review of everything she's said so far, and she's being very firm about it. She says, I hope that by now you know better.
I love that energy. She's basically saying, if you still think you're broken, we need to have a serious talk.
A bit condescending, but after everything we just talked about with the 50 Shades nonsense, I'll take it.
She's laying down the law. She reiterates that men and women have the same parts, just organized differently. And then she hits this crucial point. Sex-related and sexually appealing are not the same thing.
Wait, back up. I need to process that. Like, I can see a picture of a delicious pizza, and my mouth might water, but I don't necessarily want to marry the pizza?
Exactly. It's that Pavlovian response again. The cue is there. The restaurant is visible, but the desire is a whole different layer of the software.
But then, and this is where she gets really clever, she addresses what she calls lubrication error number 3.
Lubrication error. That is such a brutal way to title a chapter.
It is. She's talking about the mistake of thinking non-concordance, that disconnect between body and mind, is actually a symptomatum of dysfunction.
So, people see the disconnect and think, oh, the engine is misfiring, something is broken?
Exactly. And she uses this brilliant, slightly ridiculous way to debunk it. She brings up the correlation does not imply causation rule. She actually cites the flying spaghetti monster argument about pirates and global warming.
I love that. The idea that fewer pirates causes the planet to heat up. It's so absurd.
But she uses that absurdity to make a serious point. She says just because non-concordance and sexual dysfunction show up together in studies doesn't mean one causes the other. There's a third variable.
And let me guess, the third variable is the context she's been obsessed with since page 1?
Spot on. She says, just as pirates and global temperature can be linked together by the Industrial Revolution, non-concordance and sexual dysfunction are linked together by context.
Okay, so the Industrial Revolution for sex is what? Stress? Work? That weird thing your mother-in-law said at dinner?
Precisely. She explains that in healthy women, the brakes are sensitive to context. They turn off when the environment is right. But in women experiencing what's labeled as dysfunction, the brakes stay on even when the external circumstances change.
She actually cites this incredible study from 2010. Researchers gave women a take-home lab kit. They measured them in a sterile lab, and then they measured them at a home.
And did the home environment change the math?
It changed everything. For the healthy group, their physical response and their subjective arousal more than doubled when they moved from the lab to the comfort of their own home. They felt less inhibited.
But for the low desire group,
for them, the physical response doubled at home too. But the subjective arousal didn't. They didn't feel more at ease. Their brakes stayed stuck.
That's so profound. It shows that the dysfunction isn't that the hardware is broken, it's that the context isn't enough to override the brakes. The software is still reacting to the stress, or the history, or the environment.
It shifts the burden. It's not fix your body, it's change the context.
And she illustrates this with this. Honestly, it's such a great anecdote. She tells a story about a woman named Lori and her husband, Johnny.
Oh, I love a good spouse-to-spouse intervention.
So Lori drags Johnny to her husband, who's a manly fix-it dude, and tells him what you told me, the arousal thing. Because Johnny, the husband, thinks Lori is just misunderstanding her own body.
I can see it now. The classic you don't know what you want defense.
He's a fix-it guy. He wants to solve the problem. So Nagoski explains it to him using the switches model. She tells him that while men might have a switch for genital sensation, women have switches for stress, attachment, relationship satisfaction, and life.
And for Lori,
all the off switches were being flipped. Her life was throwing every single stop signal her brain could muster. And a look on this guy's face, he realizes he doesn't need a crazy erotic move to fix it. He realizes the sexiest thing he can do is just take away the brakes.
Wait, so the hack isn't more intensity, it's more safety? That's a total reframe.
It's everything. He literally says this really changes everything. Why did no one tell me this before?
Because the intensity narrative sells more movies, Paco. But safety is what actually works.
She ends this section with this incredible piece of advice for women who find themselves in this position. She says if you're experiencing non-concordance, you need to tell your partner, but don't be defensive.
Be calm, joyful, and confident.
Exactly. She even gives you a script. She says you can say, Emily Nagoski is sorry that you didn't already know that genital response isn't a reliable indicator of pleasure or desire. But it's true.
She's literally using her own name as a shield. I love it.
And then the punchline, the part that every partner needs to hear. She says, so please pay attention to my words, not my vagina.
God, if only everyone heard that.
It's a software patch. Ignore the hardware error logs. Look at the user interface.
All right, I need a moment to process that punchline.
Let's take 5, everyone. I need to stretch my hips out.